Why do people like Grow a Garden? I ask this because Grow a Garden might be the single most popular multiplayer game in history, with more than 22 million peak concurrent players last month, which is unbelievable. I'm serious, what is the big deal? So I played the game. I mean, I just plant seeds and watch them grow, right? Pop. Wow, riveting. And in case you're wondering, this is pretty much the entire base gameplay. You buy seeds and plant those seeds, and you grow them. The plants grow, and you sell the plants. Profit. I know it goes deeper than that, but this is what you have to spend the majority of the gameplay doing. Not going to lie though, the number of shekels going up do be releasing dopamine into my brain. While that was going on, I decided to explore other parts of the map, which had gardens of other players. And obviously, they were a lot more advanced, and had neat decorations going on. I obviously do understand the appeal of something like this, but how did it get over 20 million concurrent players? When I first joined Roblox, it was inconceivable that a game would even have 100,000 people. Well, that question was answered when I came across this bacon hair, who seems to stay in one spot 80% of the time. When the time comes, he teleports to the seed store and sells some items before retreating and standing in the same spot again. And no matter how much I bother him, he seemed to not acknowledge me. Do I detect a clanker? Yeah, I wonder why their names are so weird. This acorn is doing the thing too. Wow, so it looks like Grow a Garden is Clanker Paradise. I'm not sure as to why, but those stats make a lot of sense now. However, that does not mean that I didn't find real people. This guy here had an awesome garden, and I asked how long he had worked on it for. He said a year, even though the game has not been out for a full year yet. Anyways, we had a chat in which he told me he was 8 years old, which I guess I shouldn't be surprised about. As you get older, free time diminishes and generally you'll not have as much free time anymore. I found another reason someone would get hooked into this game, the RNG. Like when I open up the seed store, there are some plants that are just not available, like at all. When the store restocks, most of the time I can't buy these seeds because they are out of stock. Now think about it, a digital item, out of stock. I was quite perplexed. The game kept on going as I waited for the opportunity to finally get my hand on one of the rare seeds. Didn't happen though. Once you set up a farm, you generate revenue pretty fast, I guess. Some pieces are more profitable than others, though, like if one of your crops randomly mutates and becomes huge, that sells for great value. And this process, being painfully repetitive, generally does allow it to be mindless. Meaning I can just kind of play this game without thinking much, or whilst I'm doing other things. So I guess these are the reasons for the game's popularity. It's easy for kids to understand. You can multitask with it, and there are bots filling up the server at all times. The game is so easy, in fact it seems many have already perfected the craft by botting. But if you do come across a real person, you can have a conversation and hang out. If you have a real friend, you could play this game together. Now that I think about it, this applies to a lot of games in Roblox. But I digress. There are people though who grind this game just to have a decked out garden, I guess.